Hey there guys, it's Tina and I'm back. And I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. If you're also back, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again. But if you're new and maybe you like what you see, please consider subscribing. We have tons of fun here on this channel talking about makeup and all things beauty, and I am getting ready with you guys today. I love doing get ready with me videos, especially when I want to showcase a product, and that's exactly what we're doing in this video. I mentioned that I had picked up some Guerlain eyeshadows, right? So these are quads from Guerlain. Specifically, I wanted to showcase this palette, which is Undressed Brown. It is a limited edition quad for their fall collection, I'm assuming, just because of the shades in here. But I wanted to apply this eyeshadow on camera so you can see it in action. See how it blends. Get a feel for the eyeshadows. So that's what we're going to be using in this look. But I also have some new Merit eyeshadow shades. So these are the solo shadows. I picked up some more of the neutral shades because the one that I picked up initially, Vachetta, right, which is kind of a nude that matches my skin tone, pretty spot on. I like this initially, right? I was like, oh, this is nice, it applies well, ooh, good times, right? But I was like, let me try out some other shades just to make sure that I'm not overselling it, right? So I picked up some more neutral shades, so we're gonna try those out as well. I also have nothing new, right? Because the foundation I'm trying is also from Guerlain. This is the Peru Skin. It's pure, right? So I'm just gonna go Pure Gold Skin Matte Foundation. This is new to their lineup, but the shade I have is 4W, which is a little bit too light for my skin tone. The last time I tried it out, I mixed it in with the Terracotta Lip Tint, also from Guerlain, and it was a great skin tone match, but I wanted to try this on its own just to show you what this shade match looks like. If you go deeper than this, so this is 4W, 5N I think is the next shade. It's too dark. It's way too dark, like orange and too dark. So you have to kind of go with this shade if you're my complexion. I'm gonna show you how to tweak it a little bit so it looks a little, you know, less stark, but you're gonna need to mix this shade. There's no perfect match for us. And I'm gonna give you this beautiful nude lip. I just can't get over this lip, but this is not the focus of the video. So if you want to see me just apply some eyeshadow and have fun and get ready with me, then let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright guys, so as usual, we're starting off with a clean, freshly washed face. I did fill in my eyebrows and I applied some concealer under my brow, which is my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Toffee. I am so happy I finally memorized the name of that concealer because it was driving me nuts. I had to read it each time. But that's neither here nor there. I didn't prime, well, I primed my lids with my Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion, but I didn't apply any base on my eyelids because I want to use some new shades of the Merit. What is it called? These are their solo shadows. I picked up a couple new shades that I want to try, so we're going to use that. I decided that I'm going to use my Plum Plump Hyaluronic Cream Moisturizer from Glow Recipe today because they recently launched a pomegranate serum. Let me see what it is, but it looks so good. This is a lightweight moisturizer, and it's one of the only ones that I picked up from Glow Recipe because it is lightweight. I love Glow Recipe products. There's just something about the fruit fragrance that pulls me in each time, and this one doesn't quite smell strongly of plum or anything, but it feels good on the skin. It feels very lightweight. It feels almost wet is what it feels like, and I'm thinking that has to do with the hyaluronic acid in there because it feels wet, but it's not ultra creamy or emollient, but it leaves your skin looking very dewy. So I do agree with that, and I think it's a very nice moisturizer. Even if you have oily skin, it won't make your skin feel extra oily. But they released this new, what is it called? Pomegranate Peptide Firming Serum. And I'm kind of intrigued. I am mildly enticed by it because it's pomegranate and I want to smell it. But now that I'm trying this plum one, I remember that they don't really have like a strong fragrance to their products. Even the strawberry BHA Pore Smooth and Blur drops, there's no scent. So maybe I should just back off, because I was really going to get, I'm just going to apply the strawberry syrup to my pores here, since a little bit of it came off when I opened it. But, ooh, thunder, hi. So there's no discernible fragrance. So even though I'm pulled in by the fruit of it all, I probably can just skip it because it's not gonna smell like pomegranate. I want it to smell like pomegranate so much. I can't take it. Just because their blueberry face wash smells like blueberry, I love the scent of that so much. I know people don't like fragrance in their skincare. I personally do, so it is what it is. So, like I said, I wanted to, oh, let me mention this. So, girl, I've been struggling with this damn pimple for the last 2 days. 2 full days. I've worn my acne patches on it, and it just won't get to a head so I can pop it, because it's like one of those that it's like you need to go down or you need to get to a point where I can pop you. I pop pimples. Don't play with me. I will pop you. I don't care. I don't care. As much as they tell you, don't pop your pimples, it's not good for your skin. Well, it's my skin. Let me have things, so I will pop it. But it hasn't risen to the surface yet. And I know, TMI. But either way, I went ahead and applied my Peace Out Acne Day Dot. I love these day dots so much. They also have the regular acne Peace Out dots, right? So these are the ones that I've known, I've loved, and then they recently released these ones. So these are more sheer. And you can notice it now because, one, I pointed it out to you, and it's kind of in an awkward spot, so you're gonna see it like reflect light. But just for everyday purposes, I'm comfortable wearing these outside, right? So I will go run errands, go to Target, supermarket, no problems with these on my skin. Because you see, at this angle, you can't even really tell that I'm wearing it. So I love these day dots. I wanted to mention them because I mentioned them before with the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. They were on sale for 50% off, so I went ahead and picked a couple up. But I wanted to like show you it in action. I love this so much. Anyway, skin, all that prepped, ready. Let's do eyeshadow. And I already mentioned I'm using one of the Guerlain quads that I picked up. This is my Bougie Girl era, and I picked up quite a few of the quads. I should do a haul video at some point. Ooh, I forgot about this one. This one is the Royal Jungle. Why is it a Royal Jungle? Oh my god, that looks nice. Oh my god. And then the one that I'm going to use the majority of the shades from is the Undressed Brown. So this is a newer palette to the collection. I think it's like for their fall release. So I think that these two will pair well together. So let's dive in. Okay, wait. First, I want to start out with the Merit Solo Shadow. So I picked up a couple more shades. This one is Mid-Century. It's more like a caramelly brown. And then the one that I'd originally picked up is Vanchetta, which is my skin tone. So I'm going to start out with this one. And we're going to try to do like a base look with them first, just to see how they perform. So I'm just picking them up on a, what is this? An eye fan brush from Anissa Beauty. So they added this to their lineup and I was intrigued. So I went ahead and picked it up. Do you need to come in more? You're fine, right? So a synthetic brush is going to work best with these cream shadows. And I mentioned this before when I used them initially. I expected it to be a weird formula to work with because swatching it in store, they dry down very quickly, right? And I was very nervous because they set quickly. They're kind of budge proof, smudge proof. They're very difficult to wipe off with just the makeup remover that they give you at Sephora. But in practice, using this particular shade, it blends out really nicely. It applies well. It's not dry. It doesn't drag on the lids. I do apply it one lid at a time though, just to make sure that it doesn't set down too quickly before I've gotten a chance to blend it out. And it seems to be fine. It's like a silky formula. It almost feels like it has dimethicone in it. Let's check the ingredients because I feel like there has to be some level of dimethicone that's given it a slip, but it's not ultra slippy because like I said, it sets down pretty well. It's a cream to powder, which I would agree. It sets down to like a matte powder, but again, it's not dry or anything. So it has magnolia bark extract as one of the ingredients, and that is included to help smooth the appearance of skin. The description says it's a buildable cream to powder eyeshadow that has a soft matte finish with zero creasing or fallout. I will say that. There's no fallout. It's a cream eyeshadow, right? And it doesn't crease. It does not crease at all so far, and I have very oily lids. It's designed to be applied with your finger or brush number 2, which is sold separately. I think I did pick that brush up. Did I? I feel like I did, but it probably needs to be washed. Did I pick it up? No, I didn't. Did I? Maybe. I don't remember at this point. That's so sad. The impossible to mess up formula creates a sheer wash of color that can be worn on its own or layered for added depth with all day lasting power. Okay, now, girl. So they did a test on 31 volunteers from 18 to 60 for 2 weeks, okay? And after 8 hours of wear and after a full 2-week study. So they went through a full like consumer study, and I've been a part of these consumer studies. What you do is you go in, you get these kind of blind packaged containers with the product in it, so you don't know what the brand is, you don't know anything about the brand other than the information they give you on like the information sheet. And then they tell you how to test it, and you fill out the questionnaire and stuff. 100% say the shadow wore for 8 hours or more. It says that the shadow did not crease 100%, and 100% agree that the product doesn't settle into fine lines. That's a great sign, right? And then 97% agree that the product is easy to blend. Take that for what it's worth. I don't know what the other 3% were thinking, that probably dried down too quickly and they found it difficult to blend at some point. That's understandable because, like I said, you have to blend one at a time or do one eye at a time just to ensure that you don't run into any blending issues. All right, let's go in with the mid-century shade now, which is a caramel, and I'm going to use a Guerlain Tools 767 rounded crease brush. And let's see, am I getting product? Okay, so I have product on, and I'm just gonna feather this in. Okay. That's lighter than I expected, but you know what? This would make like a great all over shade for my complexion because it could give like a slight daytime brown smoky look. You see that? Without, you know, actually having to layer on like powder shadow. And I can do like a one and done. Now, if I'm honest with you, I don't do one and done. As much as I'm like, yeah, one and done. Like, girl, I have too much makeup, too much eyeshadow to be one and done. Like, never, ever. All right, this is kind of drying down a little bit more quickly than I expected. But, I mean, it blended out, no issues. But you see, it's kind of just a level or so darker than my skin. So, all right. That works fine. And then I have Brawn, which is the darker brown. I have Viper, which is the green. We're not using green in this look today, so I'm not gonna touch that, but it's like an olivey green. And then, let me make sure I click these. So they have like this clicking thing to the cap. So you wanna twist it so you hear that click. And then I also have Nelson, which is like a dark gray. I think this would make a great like quick smoky eye. Isn't that cute? So click it, right? All right, let's try out Brawn. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of this on the same Guerlain Tools brush and apply it really lightly on that outer V, just to see, right? All right, they dry down quick. It dries down quick, so you wanna move quickly. If you're doing it all over the lid, it seems like it's not as much of an issue, but like now, where I'm applying it on just the outer V, it's setting down pretty quickly, like almost instantaneously, which is not necessarily a fully bad thing, but you're not gonna be able to blend as much. It's set and that's it. set it and forget it. But you may not need all that negative energy in your life. Maybe you don't work that fast. Okay, that's what the 3% was saying. Maybe you don't work that fast. So I'm gonna pick up some more of the product and just go over it on this side. So it says it's buildable, which it's building up, but yeah, it dries really fast. It dries really, really fast. Oh my God. And that's what I wanted to test out. Like, was I giving it too much credit with that one shade? And I feel like I was, because just now blending it and applying it, yeah, it definitely dries down a lot more quickly than just the all over lid shade. But I'm gonna continue using it because I like the shades, especially like the one and done shades, more like smoky look shades. I wouldn't say one and done necessarily, but they'll make great bases for smoky looks. So now let's go to the Guerlain eyeshadows. All right, I usually build from outer crease in, so I'm gonna kind of do the same thing here and build with a crease shade and then move in as needed. So we're gonna go into the Undressed brown and grab this caramel brown. It's like a matte shade. And these shadows are really silky. Fallout where like you pick it up with the brush, it doesn't get powdery or dusty, which is why I fell in love. And then look, the pigment is like instant pigment. You would be like, oh, you didn't pick up anything, but look at this. Like, I could not believe it. I could not believe it. I was so impressed when I used this shadow. And the blend, like, no, like, come on. Because people say the Surratt. Well, I shouldn't say people. Khaki. Khaki, I'm calling you out. Khaki says this about Surratt eyeshadows. And Hannah Louise Poston also says the same. That Surratt eyeshadows blend themselves. They're so easy. They're so nice. Surratt eyeshadows, I might as well, like I picked up 6 shades. I might as well not even have bothered. Like seriously. Here are the 6 shades that I picked up. They're muted. They are unimpressive. They're dull fucking shades. And they do nothing on my eyelids. Those 6 eyeshadows cost me $100+. What the fuck? Like, I am so mad about those Surratt eyeshadows. I can't get over this brown. I love this kind of brown. Like, it's a caramelly brown. It's the perfect brown for me. It's for me. It's for me. It's so pretty. Like, no, like y'all don't. Let me come over here. Let me come over here because y'all need to understand. Let me pick some up. Y'all need to understand just how easily this shadow applies and blends. When you talk about eyeshadows that apply themselves, and this is a fluffy brush. This is a blending brush. And look at this. The pigmentation. Do not play with it. The pigmentation. And look at this blend. Like, it hazes out so that is not a word. But it blurs out and creates that haze effect so easily. Do you guys see this? Like, I need you to understand what's happening. Do you see what I mean? That's what you call a blendable eyeshadow. That's what you call an eyeshadow that blends itself. This is what I expected from the Surratt. It is not what I got. And I'm very upset. Like, I'm so, like, my expectations were shattered. They were shattered because this was what I expected and it's not what I got. Let me tell you that. It is not what I got, and this is when I knew that Khaki and I do not have the same, not necessarily expectations, but we do not have the same requirements for eyeshadow. Hands down. Foundation products, we don't. We don't. Hannah Louise Poston, same thing. Love them. I love watching their videos. But as far as product recommendations, we can just call it a wash. Can't take their recommendations because what we look for in products, it's not the same, all right? And what's going to work on their pale skin is not going to work for me. It's not. So manage my expectations when it comes to them. Let's use the dark brown shimmer, and we're going to apply that with a Worker 2 brush from Sonia G. Do you see that color? It's such an effortless color. Like, wouldn't you just rock this? Just done. Like, that's your eyeshadow and you're done. It's not metallic. It's not too frosty. It's just this beautiful satin shade. If you have more mature skin, this satin is it. This satin, like, this is an everyday palette if I ever heard of one. The only thing you're missing is like a transition blending shade, which this is not meant to necessarily just be used on its own. You can, like I am, right? I'm not really, because I'm mixing in other things, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you can. And I just used the remainder on the brush to blend out further the edge of the dark brown, right? Because even though it's a shimmer, it's not a metallic, so it can still balance out your matte and perform similar to a matte. So you can apply it in the crease without it being too shiny. That is pretty, right? All right, I'm gonna use the orange shade too, because I feel like that's, I mean, you want to. You want to. And I'm gonna pop that kind of on the center lower part, closer to my lash line. So I'm not pulling it all the way up. I'm kind of giving it a spotlight effect right there on the middle lower lid. So the brown is kind of surrounding it. I just wiped off my brush, and then I'm gonna go around so it mixes in with that other brown. Don't play with me. Do not play with me right now. This is beautiful. All right, let's go in now with the lightest shade, which we're gonna use now as a highlight. This is a detail brush from Sonia G, and I'm just gonna pop that on the inner lid and tear duct. Like, come on. I thought I was gonna pull in this palette as well, and I didn't, because Undressed Brown is doing it. Maybe I should pull in this palette, but right? Simple look, like nothing extreme, simple. Even the inner tear duct highlight, you see how simple that color is? It's not too loud, it's not too in your face. Guerlain, going back in with that same brush from before, blend it out. Let's do a little bit with this palette as well. So again, this is the Royal Jungle palette. Let's use a little bit of this dark, it looks black, but it's really like a rich black and brown, right? Like a dark brown. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of that on the outer V, just to add a little bit more smokiness, a little bit more depth, and you can use this as a liner too. I know people will use their shadows as liners just to smoke out that lash line. I don't do that because on my eye shape, it doesn't look the best. It doesn't, yeah, it doesn't translate the way I prefer my eyeshadow to look. So just a little bit, and it adds a little depth, but it doesn't go too far. Let me see, could I really build it up to a smoky effect? What do you think? I don't want to go too dark, but yeah, it doesn't get too dark. So you're fine. Unless you use like a real fine detail brush, it's not gonna get too crazy. So that is stunning. I love that. I kind of want to use this brown. It's like a bronze with a little bit of pink to it. And you know what, I want to show you how this looks when you apply it with a damp brush. So I'm just gonna spray, and I'm just picking it up, right? And these shadows are kind of more on the baked side, and I'm just gonna swipe it over. I'm doing too much right now. I should have stopped, but I just wanted to do more because, you know, that bronze though, that's pretty. Oh wow. See, this is like an easy 1-2 wear to work look, wear outside, easy peasy, nothing crazy. I love that. I am loving that. All right, let me just do a little extra blend because I always pull back and blend. Just always, it's in my nature to blend. I'll always blend in. Someone told me that I was blending too much in my in one of my Get Ready With Me videos where I used the Danessa Myricks palette. They were like, you're blending too much. You over blended. You just kept blending. Like, okay, you don't want me to blend my eyeshadow? Like, I didn't know you shouldn't, you know, you should limit your blend. I mean, for some things you do limit your blend, but well, you were blending too much. You weren't packing on the shadow. Okay. Let me go in with my highlight. This is my Sugar Pill heart-shaped cookie. Just a quick highlight on the brow. I'm not even going in with too much. I just want to create a little bit of a highlight under the brow. All right, let's go ahead now and do foundation, which is going to be my Guerlain Foundation, because we're doing Guerlain. Let's go all out and use the foundation as well. So we have the Guerlain Pearl Gold Skin Matte Foundation. It says no transfer, high perfection, 24-hour care and wear infused with 24 karat gold and white peony with sunscreen, broad spectrum 15. And the active ingredients for the sunscreen, I'm gonna shake it up. So the active ingredients for the sunscreen are, and give me a minute to pronounce this, ethyl hexyl salicylate and titanium dioxide. Salicylate. Those are the active ingredients for the sunscreen. I'm gonna shake the heck out of this because I don't think I shook it well the last time. The shade I have is 4W. I picked up 5N. I believe, and it was way too dark. It was way too rich for my skin. Do I want to, you know what, this is matte, so we're fine. We're not gonna put a primer on. We're gonna just leave it as is. And when I initially applied it, it was very light, which is why I was like, oh my god, maybe I need to go deeper. But I mixed it in with their other foundation. I didn't want to do that today. I wanted to, ooh, that's too light. It's too, yeah, well, let's try. Let's give it a scout's effort. Is that even a thing? Let's give it the good old college try, all right? Because it blends out on my skin, on my, like my arm, it blends in. And it's blended in here, but it's gonna be too light. So I'm gonna show you how to offset a light foundation without mixing it with a darker foundation, which I will do going forward. So I have the terracotta foundation from them that is a deep, like it looks darker on my skin. So what I'm gonna do is mix that in with this. Since they're both from Guerlain, they should work fine together, which they did in my previous video. But I feel like I want to give this the good old college try, which she is light and bright. Okay, not too much on the forehead here because yeah, it's a little bit too bright, but my forehead doesn't even need that much coverage, thankfully. All right, that's gonna just have to do. All right, for concealer, let's go in with the Haus Labs concealer. I used this in one of my last Get Ready With Me, but you see under my eyes look extra dark now because this foundation is light. So this shade is 40, which is medium deep golden. I'm gonna put that under the eyes. It's gonna darken up the foundation just a bit, and I'm gonna put some around my mouth, and then I'll also put some in my forehead and like just, you know, all over the face pretty much. Yeah, I'm showing you how to save the day by adding something darker after. You don't have to mix it completely in, but you know, you can add it after just to add a little bit more color to your skin. And we're gonna also add bronzer, right? So the concealer is helping to, I look so pale and washed out. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, damp sponge activated. Let's just blend the concealer out. I really like this concealer, by the way. It's an easy concealer to use. It blends out really easily, and it's such a good coverage without being heavy. I really do like it a lot. But I also got the Gucci concealer, and I like that too. All right, concealer down, but now we need some bronzer because we still look way too light. So I'm gonna grab, where is it? Got it. It's the Juvia's Place cream bronzer, which is probably your best bet when it comes to applying a bronzer over a lighter foundation, is to get a cream bronzer because it's gonna melt a little bit better with the liquid foundation. So don't go in with a powder necessarily. You want to use a cream or a liquid bronzer. You know what? I have not used my liquid bronzers in so long. I need to get back to them because they were nice. Let's keep going. Bronzer, hairline, jawline. That's to warm everything up. And then our powder is also going to come into play, okay? So don't worry. Bronzer first though, because it's cream. Already looking a little bit better. This is a Smashbox brush. I'm not being too precise with the bronzer. I'm kind of applying it all over, but I'm making sure my forehead, hairline, and temple, jawline get color, right? Okay. Then, you know what I do want to do, which I've been doing a little bit more since I got this palette. This is the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette. I don't love it for the eyes, but what I do love it for is to contour my nose. So we're gonna go in with the, what was I using? The Harvest shade, which is like a dark brown. And I'm gonna pick it up on my Anissa Beauty angled concealer brush and just run it on the sides of my nose like that, and get it on the other side as well, and just swipe it down the nose. Now, okay, that looks a little crazy. You're probably like, girl, are you okay? Are things fine at home? Like, why your nose looks so chubby? Just blend it in, which is what I like about this product. It kind of blends easily on the nose. So it can give you that contoured look. Woo! Let's get a little bit of the concealer next to that. It gives you the contoured look without being too overwhelming, right? So let's just, I'll come back. I'm just getting creams down, okay? Now, let's do powder. Under my eyes, I'll use my Milk Makeup Powder. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So this is the medium shade. The dark shade I found was just too dark on my skin. It darkened up when it hit foundation. And the medium shade, if you don't pack it on, it won't add this brightening effect. So if you pack it on like I'm doing right now under the eyes with my sponge, this is kind of baking under the eyes because I'm putting a lot of product. It really brightens and lifts, and it sets concealer really beautifully. So that's why I didn't mind that the contour is a little wonky, because I knew putting that powder was gonna add that highlighted effect. Like, look how beautiful that looks, right? All right, now that we have that down, let's go in with our all over powder, which is my Kosas. My Kosas powder. I really need this pimple to go away because I am traveling tomorrow. So the Kosas now I'm gonna do all over the face, but not under the eyes. So everywhere else, and kind of go along the edge of under the eyes too, just to make sure you blend out the edges. I really need this pimple to go, child. It is the bane of my existence. I feel like I want to remove it though. Like, I'm on camera and I'm like, I want to remove it. All right, let me take it off. Let me take it off. Ow. Ow. It's a little bit of a painful pimple. I'm just gonna powder over it so it doesn't really shine as much. Yeah, let's just powder it down. It doesn't look obvious anymore, right? So, boom. We have the powder all over, which, do I still look too light? Do I need a powder bronzer now to balance everything out? Let's do that. So I have my Haus Labs bronzer. Love this bronzer. I'm not picking up a lot, just a little bit to lightly dust over where we already had the cream bronzer, just to add that added dimension that we kind of lost a little bit along the way. Hi, how are you? That is cute. Okay, now we need a blush color. What do we think for blush? Let's do Dior. This is Rosy Glow in the shade Rosewood. So very natural looking blush, nothing crazy. This is my Il Makiage foundation brush. I find it really works well with blush because it has this shape, right? So I can just bounce it on my cheeks and it fits exactly where I need it to fit. And then I just pounce and it blends out the color, leaving like this natural finish behind. So, boom, 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 boom. It feels so pretty. Oh my God. All right. We need mascara and lashes. No, maybe not lashes. Well, we'll see. Once I apply my mascara, I'll see if I want to do lashes. So I'll be right back. All right. So we're back. We're back. Let's do a lip. Ooh, the light. Better? Okay, not too bright. Oh my God. So let's do a nude lip. I feel like doing something sultry and sexy to go with the eyes, you know, something nude but sultry. All right, hold on. Let's grab a lip liner. I'm feeling like using Jeff from Makeup by Mario. Yeah, let's do that. It's a dark brown. And I'm just gonna outline the edges of my lips with this pencil, focusing mainly on the upper lip to make sure I get a full outline. And when I'm outlining my lips, I stay on my lip line. So I don't go outside of it, but I don't stay within my lip line either. I just go right on my lip line itself, and that will give a pouty lip on its own. And the great thing about the Makeup by Mario pencil is that they have a little brush on one end, so you can use that to feather out the color so it blends a little bit more. And this color is stunning. It's a dark chocolatey brown that works so well with my natural lip color, which has a dark outline anyway. So I can really get away with using a clear lip gloss and give the impression that I'm wearing lip liner without even putting on lip liner, which is fantastic for me. And now that I have that on, I'm gonna go in with the Hourglass lipstick. This is the shade Alpine 304, which is a light nude. And I'm gonna use that on the bottom lip mainly, which is where you want to concentrate the light color. But then I smack my lips together, so a little bit of the darkness on the upper lip kind of gets covered up. So I'll just go back in with the pencil and the brush end and brush that lighter color away, so I retain the dark outline from that upper lip. So I don't know if you've seen like the trend with the dark lip line. If you notice, the top lip is where the heavy outline is, right? And then the bottom lip is just lightly outlined, and that pinky kind of lighter nude is concentrated on the center of the bottom lip and not so much on the top lip. The top lip has more of the dark brown outline. And I love that look, especially since it matches so well with what my lips look like naturally. So there you have the lip color. Should I go in with a gloss over this? You know I love a good gloss. I do. And the gloss I've really been loving is from Juvia's Place. This is the shade Salted Caramel. It's from the Coffee Shop collection. But I feel like maybe I want to do the cooler tone option, which is Brown Sugar. And I'm going to put a little bit of that on the upper lip mostly, because it's a darker gloss. Oh, that is so pretty. That's a good color. And a little bit on the lower lip. Oh my god. It's so pretty. It is so stunning. I love these glosses from Juvia's Place. The Coffee Shop collection, yeah, they are fantastic. And then for the center, let's use coffee. Should we use Coffee Break or Creme de Cacao? Ooh, let's use Creme de Cacao. I haven't used this one yet. So this one is a little pinkier, but it's a light cream. So I don't want to do too much. Oh, I can't get over this. Like, look how pretty this is. Look at how... Oh my god. Juvia's Place got it right with this Coffee Shop collection. If you wanted to do this nude lip ombre situation, like, don't play with it. It is so pretty. Oh my god. Y'all. If this is not a date night look, I don't know what is. The lips are really giving it to me. Oh my god. Oh my god. But the eyes, like I said, this is such an easy everyday eye. This would be perfect for like the office. If you just wanted to do something quick, light, smoky. This palette from Guerlain, the Undressed Brown, it's so fantastic. And I didn't need anything else other than this palette. Besides like a brow bone shade, you know, and if you wanted like a transition shade just to help with your blending, but even so, I don't think you need a blending shade because it's almost like a one and done palette. I love it. Unless you wanted like a really bright inner tear duct, that would be the palette I would recommend, especially if you're my complexion. Like, stop. The foundation, I'm not in love with it right now because of the shade. However, when I mixed it with the darker shade of Guerlain, the Terracotta Foundation, it worked really well. The formula is excellent. I do love the formula. Like, it's matte. The finish is very natural, even though it's matte. It's really beautiful. My skin looks stunning. It's like smooth and blurred. It looks great. I really do like the finish, but the color is where we're off. So like I said, I just mixed it with a darker foundation to get this effect without having to do the bronzer and the this and the that, you know. I just leave it as is with that mix of the Guerlain. It's this one, the Terracotta Le Teint. The shade I have is 5N, so I mixed these two, right? And they seem to mix really well together. Not saying you have to get another Guerlain foundation to mix it with. I just happen to have it and it makes sense to mix it, right? So that's it. I kind of just really wanted to showcase this Undressed Brown palette from Guerlain because it's so good and I had so much fun with it compared to like other high-end brands that I've tried out. Luxury brands we're talking about, right? So Tom Ford, I've tried those quads. I really like them, but they're overpriced, right? I just don't get the hype. I've tried Chanel as well. Those are nice. Those are decent. The Dior Luxury Quints, I don't love those either. But these Guerlain quads, I really do like them. Now they're pricey, okay? So I wouldn't say run out and get them, but if you were going to try a luxury eyeshadow brand, I say try Guerlain. Compared to especially Surratt, all right? Because I bought them around the same time and I had such high expectations for the Surratt eyeshadows and they let me down so bad. So when I tried the Guerlain ones out, I was like, all right, I'm not expecting too much. Like, let's see. And I've had Guerlain eyeshadows before in their older formulation. This is their newest formulation and I really like them. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, you know? I'm in my bougie girl era, so maybe you are too and you want to dabble in luxury eyeshadow. That one, the Undressed Brown, and any of the others, right? The others perform similarly, but I feel like that one is the most cohesive. It has like a full look going on in there. You don't have to mix in anything else, and it would be great for nighttime smoky. I can really amp the smoke up for this, like use the darker brown a little bit more. but it gives me daytime smoky, nighttime smoky. It's sexy, it's sultry, and it blends itself. So I really like it. All right, what else did we try that was new? Nothing else. Everything else, copacetic blush, Dior. I love this blush. It holds on, okay? Blushes and my cheeks, listen, my cheeks will eat a blush quickly. It will be like, ooh, a blush color, yum, 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 you know? Ice cream so good, but it holds on. It's a good color. It's a simple color, nothing too extreme. And the lips I can't get over. I am so in love with doing this kind of nude lip. Y'all don't understand. It's so sexy to me. Like, you want to kiss me right now, right? You want to kiss me? I know, it's fine, it's fine. And look at my top. Look at my little top. Oh my God. I'm in my sexy girl era as well. No, I'm not really, truly. But this top is from Fashion Nova. And it's a sheer top with this little doodling on it. It's the outline of a face in white and then like my bra. Now, if I was going out, like clubbing, girl, I would put on some black nipple covers. Don't play with it. You know the cross nipple covers? Or I have skull nipple covers. Don't play with me, okay? I'm living my best life. Do not play with me. But just this bra under it is cute too, because it gives like eleganza, but edgy. Yeah, you know. But here you have it. This is the final. Why am I still talking? I don't know what's going on. I'm just showing you the final look, which I really like. It's simple, it's easy, it's sophisticated, but you know, all the things. Yeah, that's all I have. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna leave a full list of all the products mentioned and used in this video down below in the description box. If there's an asterisk next to any of those links, that indicates that it is an affiliate link, which means I will get a small sales commission if you make a purchase through any of those links. I also have YouTube shopping link that also gives me a small sales commission. So if you shop using my links, I truly, truly appreciate it because it helps me to put right back into the content. I also have super thanks and channel memberships. Those operate like a tip jar. So if you wanted to get back to the channel that way, you can also feel free to use those links. I will also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter where you can follow me along. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye guys.